Hey guys, today we're going to talk about house numbers. Now, house numbers may not seem like an important feature of your home, but they are. People will judge you on these. The Uber driver will judge you, the DoorDash guy will judge you. Everybody's going to judge you on your house numbers. Not really, but they are important. The cool thing about house numbers is that they're subjective. There is no real rules as to where they have to go, what they have to look like, but there are some guidelines within design that are important to follow that can help you choose the right number and place them in the best position. A couple rules to think about are the house number that you want to choose needs to be visible. I guess it doesn't need to be visible, but it should be visible if that's what you're going for. And that's really what a house number is used for, is visibility. You want people to know how to find your house. It defines your home's position on Earth. Now, if you have a mid-century home, you may want to go with something more modern. If you have a traditional home, you may want to go with something more traditional. But again, there are no rules, and sometimes with a traditional home, a modern number looks great. These particular numbers right here come from Design Within Reach, and these are what we're going to put on this house. These are a 6-inch number. 6. So yeah, they're a 6-inch number. They're a little large. And these are the NutraFace. They were designed by Richard Nutra. So these are the NutraFace. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute how to install these, but I just want to quickly go over again a couple important things when choosing the numbers, because there's a million options out there that you guys can go with. This particular option that we went with is a modern design because it's a mid-century modern house that it's going on. It isn't a place that's semi-visible. It's not the best place on the house for it to go for visibility, but we think design-wise, aesthetically, it's the best place on the house. So that's where we're going to put them, right here next to the door. And they will be positioned horizontally. You can do vertical, you can do horizontal, you can do staggered, and whatever your heart desires. Again, it's subjective, so do whatever you want and place them however you want, and just kind of go for it and have fun with it. So let's jump into this and I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, these particular numbers that are going on this house are come with this little stencils, or these little stencils. Now, I cut these stencils and taped them together with the proper kerning that I wanted on the numbers. Now, kerning means the distance between letters or numbers. It'd be the distance between each number here. So I kind of cut them and made them so that they have equal kerning, and they'll sit fairly close together. Kind of a tighter number pattern. So what I'm going to do is tape these up on the wall, and then I'm going to drill all these little holes, and that's really what this pattern is for, so that I can drill the little holes. These particular numbers that I'm installing are meant to sit off the wall to give it a three-dimensional kind of look. It'll cast a slight shadow on the wall, especially at night under this light above here. It's, it's just the design aesthetic that we went with. You can also mount these directly to the wall, and I'm sure they look great too. But these will be set off the wall about 1/4 of an inch. So let me get this taped up, and then we'll go to the next step. Alright, there we go. Taped up on the wall in the position that I think looks the best, eye level when you walk up to the door. And with what we have going on here in the front, it kind of balances in well with everything. But again, to reiterate, it's subjective. Choose a place that you want it to have the type of impact that you want, you know. So choose a place that you're gonna enjoy looking at. These holes need to be drilled 2.5 inches deep for the threaded rod and the little spacer to fit in behind it. And I just marked off with some blue tape on a 1/4 inch drill bit precisely where the 2.5 inch mark was gonna go. So I'm just gonna drill these holes out, and then we'll go to the next step. Hammer drill. No, we don't want that. So. Some of these holes, I'm just going right through the siding and into the interstitial space in the wall, so you can see it just goes right through. Some of them, I'm hitting studs. You just want to be careful that you don't run into any electrical conduit or Romex or plumbing. So know what's behind your wall before you start drilling like that. But I know, so we're good. Alright, now I have my holes drilled. I'm just gonna screw in all these little threaded rods into the numbers here, and then also put these aluminum spacers on like so. Now this is what creates the offset from the wall for the numbers. The only strange thing about this installation I find is that it says in the directions to use silicone caulking to attach the numbers to the wall. Now I don't think that's very sufficient, but there's really no other way to do it that I could think of right off the top of my head with the way that these are designed. I'm just going to use a little bit stronger. I'm going to use more of a construction adhesive on it instead of just a silicone caulking, because I don't want these to be torn off the wall in a week. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, now I'm just gonna peel all of this stencil off here so I can get to my holes. There we are, all my holes. Alright, next step. Alright, I'm just going to apply the construction adhesive directly to the holes. And then I'll push the numbers in after, so. Let's give them a little fill up here. Looks pretty good. I'll just wipe off some of the excess with my finger. There we go. Alright, I'm going to start with my 6 here. And I'm going to put all my little aluminum spacers on. Now I've lost these spacers like 5 times already, so just be careful if you get these particular design within reach numbers that you watch these little spacers, because they tend to disappear. And you just take it and line it up with your holes and push it in there. And just lightly, you just want to lightly set the spacers into the holes. So you have your threaded rod. I just put the end of the spacers in, maybe you know, a 32nd of an inch, so that it holds it a little sturdier than just the threaded rod. So let me get the rest of the numbers up and we'll stand back and have a look. Alright, there you have it. Our numbers are installed and I think they look great. I think they look especially great with the offset. Gives a little bit more dimension to the numbers. Now again, it's subjective to you guys, so when you go out looking for your house numbers, you know, think about when your house was built or what you're trying to go with aesthetically. You don't necessarily, again, have to follow the path of I have a traditional house, I need traditional numbers. You can go with a traditional house and have modern numbers. It sometimes looks funny if you have a modern house and you go with traditional wood-cut ornate numbers, but again, it's subjective. It's up to you guys, whatever you think looks good. It took minimal tools to do this: a screw gun, a drill, a 1/4-inch bit, some blue tape, and some power grab or any type of construction adhesive. I think would be a better bet than just some silicone. So and below this video there's going to be a link to these Design Within Reach numbers right here, these exact numbers, so you can, if you like them, you can go and purchase them yourself. You could also even have these numbers cut from a machine shop. I've done that before. You can design it, you can go into Word or any program and lay out your numbers, give them the dimensions, and they'll laser jet cut you know, your numbers out of any material. It could be stainless steel if you want that effect, or brass looks wonderful. These were just available and were purchased. So good luck with your journey on this little endeavor, and I hope it comes out great. We'll see you on the next one. So I just noticed that this little guy was with us through the whole video. He didn't even bother us. Oh, now he's gone. Oh well, what a good guy.